6 hours later, President Ji Haishin's hologram materialized in the Great Hall of Laysara Moon. The room had been cleaned and reorganized. Human engineers had removed the hidden weapons and cleared away the debris. What remained was a proper conference chamber suitable for real diplomacy. Overlord Krath and War Chief Vex sat at one side of the conference table, their hands bound but otherwise treated with dignity. Both alien leaders looked defeated but also confused by the human behavior they had witnessed. "Your Excellencies," President Ji Hai said formally, "I am here to discuss terms for peace between our peoples." "Terms?" Krath asked. "You have defeated us completely. Why negotiate?" Ambassador Doyon answered. "Because conquest isn't our goal. It never was. We want to end the fighting, not rule over you." Admiral Sora entered the chamber, her uniform bearing scorch marks from the recent battle. Behind her came Commander Wu Jin, carrying data pads with casualty reports and strategic assessments. "President, the final battle statistics," Sora reported. 2,100 alien ships were in the ambush force. 800 were destroyed, 700 disabled, and 600 surrendered intact. Our losses: 0 ships destroyed, 17 personnel wounded. Vex shook his massive head. "Impossible. You couldn't have planned for everything." "We didn't plan for everything," Doyon admitted. "We planned for you." Dr. Yunji approached the table with her analysis complete. "Ma'am, I've finished examining the alien bioweapons. These substances were designed to eliminate not just humans, but Altarians, Centauri colonists, and at least 4 other species. This was preparation for galactic genocide." President Ji Hai studied the data with growing concern. "How many species were targeted?" "All of them, ma'am. Anyone who might resist Velthari and Korth expansion." The president looked directly at Krath. "Is this true?" Krath's 4 eyes couldn't meet her gaze. The Council of Hierarchs believed, "We thought that weaker species should serve stronger ones. It is the natural order." "Natural for who?" Ji Hai asked. "Not for humans." Captain Jin Ho appeared on the communication screen from his orbiting ship. "President, we've completed boarding operations on the surrendered vessels. We found evidence of prison ships carrying captives from 12 different worlds." "Slaves?" Doyon asked. "Worse. Test subjects for the bioweapons. But they're all alive, and our medical teams are treating them." Commander Wu Jin stepped forward. His young face showed both anger and hope. "Ma'am, many of the freed prisoners want to meet with us. They represent species we've never encountered before. Some of them have been fighting the Velthari and Korth for decades." President Ji Hai considered this information carefully. "Bring representatives from each species here. If we're going to make peace, everyone should have a voice." Over the next few hours, the Great Hall filled with beings from across the galaxy. Some were humanoid, others completely alien. All shared one thing in common. They had been victims of Velthari and Korth aggression. A tall, crystalline being named Thek spoke first. "Humans, we have watched your war for many years. We thought you would fall like the others." "Others?" Doyon asked. 17 species have been conquered or destroyed in the past 50 years, Thek explained. The Velthari and Korth promised peace to each one. Then they struck without warning. An aquatic creature in a mobile tank added, "My people tried to negotiate. Half our worlds were poisoned before we realized the truth." Krath tried to defend his actions. "We offered them places in our empire. They refused to accept proper order." "Proper order?" President Ji Hai said coldly. "You mean slavery?" "We mean survival of the fittest," Vex growled. "The strong rule, the weak serve. This is how the galaxy works." "Not anymore," Admiral Sora said. She activated a holographic display showing the current tactical situation. "This is how the galaxy works now." The display showed human fleets positioned throughout the sector. Earth's navy had moved quickly to secure key systems and protect the freed worlds. For the first time in decades, the expansion of the Velthari Empire had stopped completely. "You cannot hold all these worlds," Krath protested. "Your fleet is not large enough." "We don't want to hold them," President Ji Hai replied. "We want to protect them while they rebuild." Commander Wu Jin pulled up another display. "Ma'am, our analysis shows that most of these species had advanced civilizations before the attacks. Given time and resources, they can defend themselves." "Time and resources we can provide," the president said, "along with military training and defensive technology." The alien representatives looked at each other in amazement. The humans were offering protection without demanding submission in return. Thek's crystalline body chimed softly. You would do this? Help us rebuild without ruling us? That's what allies do, Doyon said simply. Dr. Yunji approached President Ji Hai with her final report. Ma'am, I've analyzed the Velthari and Korth home systems. Their populations are suffering too. The constant warfare has drained their resources and killed their young. What are you suggesting? The president asked. That we offer them a choice. Real peace in exchange for real change. President Ji Hai turned to face Krath and Vex. Here are our terms. First, all conquered peoples go free immediately. Second, you will pay reparations to the species you've harmed. Third, your military expansion ends permanently. And if we refuse? Vex asked. Admiral Sora smiled grimly. Then we continue this conversation from orbit around your home worlds. But, President Ji Hai continued, if you accept these terms, Earth will help your species transition to peaceful development. We'll share technology, establish trade relationships, and ensure your people have what they need to prosper without conquest. Krath and Vex exchanged glances. They had expected death or slavery as the price of defeat. Instead, the humans were offering a future. Why would you help us after what we tried to do? Krath asked. Because peace is better than war, Doyon said. Even for the losers. 3 days of negotiations followed. Species after species agreed to form a new galactic council based on cooperation rather than conquest. The humans would provide military protection during the transition period, but each world would govern itself. The Velthari Empire and Korth Alliance agreed to dissolve their aggressive military structures. In exchange, Earth would help them develop defensive forces and peaceful economies. This is historic, Commander Wu Jin said, as he watched the signing ceremony. The first true galactic alliance. It's a start, President Ji Hai replied. Building lasting peace takes time. Dr. Yunji finished her analysis of the peace treaty documents, the real ones this time. No hidden transmitters, no biological weapons, no secret clauses. Just honest agreements between equals, Captain Jin Ho reported from his ship. President, the first convoy of freed prisoners is ready to return to their homeworlds. Human escorts are standing by. Admiral Sora supervised the conversion of Lysera Moon into a permanent diplomatic facility. This place was built for deception and murder. Now it will serve peace and cooperation. As the ceremony concluded, President Ji Hai addressed the assembled representatives. Today we prove that strength and wisdom can work together. The galaxy has seen enough conquest. It's time for something better. Overlord Krath, now simply a representative of the Velthari people, spoke last. Humans, you have shown us that there is more than one way to be strong. We will try to learn from your example. We'll help you learn, Doyon promised. That's what allies do. The Great Hall filled with beings from dozens of worlds, all working together to build a better future. Outside, human and alien ships patrolled together, protecting the weak and maintaining the peace. Admiral Hyunwoo's voice echoed from Earth. The galaxy is watching, and they like what they see. 17 species have requested to join the alliance. This is just the beginning. President Ji Hai smiled as she looked around the room. The beginning of something beautiful. The peace treaty that was supposed to be humanity's death warrant had become the foundation for galactic civilization. And it all started because humans knew how to hope for the best, while preparing for the worst. In the end, that preparation had made all the difference. The silence in the Great Hall was deafening. Overlord Krath sat on the floor, his 4 eyes wide with shock. War Chief Vex remained unconscious from Colonel Taemin's stunner blast. Around the room, alien guards had dropped their weapons and raised their hands in surrender. Ambassador Doyon opened a communication channel to the orbiting fleets. On the main screen, the tactical situation became clear to everyone in the room. The alien ambush force was completely surrounded by human warships. This is impossible, Krath whispered. Our intelligence said humans had only a few dozen ships. Your intelligence was wrong, Doyon replied. We've been building this fleet for 3 years, ever since we detected your first preparations for this ambush. Dr. Yunji approached with her scanner still active. The biological weapon systems throughout this facility have been neutralized. The air is safe to breathe now. Lieutenant Minseo looked up from her communication station. Ma'am, I'm receiving reports from all human ships. 0 casualties so far. Enemy losses are at 75% and climbing. In space above them, Captain Donghyun's stealth cruiser Retribution led a devastating assault on the remaining alien command ships. His vessel moved like a ghost, appearing and disappearing at will. Each time it materialized, another enemy ship exploded. "Target the Velthari dreadnought," Donghyun ordered his weapons officer. "One shot to disable their engines." The massive alien warship tried to escape, but human plasma cannons struck its propulsion systems with surgical precision. The ship went dead in space, helpless. Admiral Sora's voice echoed through both the fleet communications and the Great Hall speakers. "Alien commanders, this is your final warning. Order all ships to power down weapons and prepare for boarding. Any vessel that attempts to escape will be destroyed." Captain Jin Ho coordinated the human response from his command ship. His tactical display showed the complete picture. Every alien vessel was either destroyed, disabled, or surrendering. The ambush force that was supposed to eliminate humanity's leadership had become trapped prey. "Sir," his communications officer reported, "we're receiving surrender signals from 80% of the remaining alien ships." "Accept their surrender," Jin Ho ordered. "But keep targeting systems locked on all vessels. If they try anything clever, destroy them immediately." On the moon's surface, Krath struggled to understand what had happened. "How did you know?" "Our plans were secret." "Nothing stays secret forever," Doyon said. "Especially when you're planning genocide." Taemin stepped forward, his weapon still ready. "We've been tracking your communications for months. Every message, every supply shipment, every troop movement. Did you really think humans wouldn't notice 2 entire fleets moving toward neutral space?" Dr. Yoonji pulled up her analysis on a portable display. "The moment you started hollowing out this moon, our deep space sensors detected the operation. When you began moving bioweapons, our agents identified the compounds. When you embedded nanotransmitters in the treaty documents, our scanners found them." Vex slowly regained consciousness, groaning as he sat up. What happened to our fleet?" "Your fleet just learned why humans have survived 15 years of war against superior numbers," Doyon said. "We adapt, we learn, we prepare." The tactical display updated again. More alien ships were exploding as Admiral Sora's forces pressed their attack. The Korth heavy cruisers, designed for overwhelming firepower, couldn't match the speed and precision of human tactics. "This is Admiral Bayek to all alien vessels," Sora's voice announced. "You have 30 seconds to surrender unconditionally. After that, we will consider you hostile targets." The results were immediate. Alien ships throughout the battle zone activated their distress beacons and powered down their weapons. The few commanders who tried to fight were quickly overwhelmed by concentrated human fire. Jin Ho opened a private channel to Doyon. "Ambassador, the space battle is essentially over. What are your orders regarding the prisoners?" "Treat them according to Earth's military code," Doyon replied. "No unnecessary killing, but no mercy for anyone who keeps fighting." She turned back to Krath and Vex. "You wanted to know human intentions? Here they are. We could have refused your invitation and stayed home. Instead, we came here hoping for real peace." "But you brought a fleet," Vex protested. "Of course we did. We're not stupid. But look at what we're doing now that we've won." On the tactical display, human ships were moving to assist damaged alien vessels. Rescue shuttles launched from Earth's medical ships to help wounded enemy personnel. Despite having overwhelming military superiority, the humans were showing mercy. "I don't understand," Krath said. "That's your problem," Doyon replied. "You understand war, but you don't understand strength. Real strength means you can choose mercy when you have the power to destroy." Commander Wu Jin appeared on the communication screen from his position with the rescue fleet. The young officer's face was serious but hopeful. "Ambassador, we're receiving cooperation from most alien crews. They seem surprised that we're helping them." "Good," Doyon said. "Make sure everyone understands that we're not here for conquest. We're here for peace." Admiral Sora's image appeared alongside Wu Jin's. Her battle-hardened face showed both satisfaction and restraint. Admiral Hyunwoo sends his compliments. The orbital defense grid around Earth detected no other alien movements. This appears to have been their entire ambush force. "Casualties on our side?" Doyon asked. 17 wounded, none killed. We were ready for them, but they weren't ready for us." Dr. Yoonji completed her analysis of the alien bioweapons. "Ambassador, I found something interesting. These weapons were designed specifically to kill humans, but they would also be lethal to most other sapient species. The aliens weren't just planning to eliminate our delegation. They were preparing for galactic genocide." Krath's face went pale. "That's not... We wouldn't..." "The evidence says otherwise," Yoonji interrupted. Chemical signatures show these weapons were tested on prisoners from at least 6 different species. The weight of their crimes began to sink in for the alien leaders. They hadn't just planned to kill human diplomats. They had been preparing to eliminate anyone who might oppose their expansion. So what happens now? Vex asked quietly. Duyan looked at the tactical display one more time. Human ships controlled the entire system. The alien ambush force was destroyed or captured. Earth's fleet could do whatever it wanted. Now we have a real peace conference, she said. But this time we'll do it properly. She activated her communicator. Admiral Hyunwoo, this is Ambassador Park. The immediate threat has been neutralized. I'm requesting that President Ji-hai join us for actual negotiations. Already on her way, Hyunwoo's voice replied. ETA 6 hours. And Ambassador? Yes, sir. Well done. All of you. Around the Great Hall, human soldiers began the process of securing the facility and caring for prisoners. The aliens had expected to spend this day celebrating humanity's destruction. Instead, they found themselves learning what it meant to lose to a species that fought with both strength and honor. The real peace talks were about to begin. Ambassador Do-yeon Park held the ceremonial stylus in her hand. The Great Hall fell silent as aliens and humans watched her approach the treaty documents. Overlord Krath's 4 eyes gleamed with anticipation. War Chief Vex's tusks showed in what he thought was a hidden smile. Before I sign, Do-yeon said calmly, I'd like to say a few words about peace between our peoples. Of course, Krath replied. His translator clicked rapidly. Speak as long as you wish. Around the room, Velthari guards moved closer to their hidden positions. In the walls and ceiling, energy weapons hummed quietly as they charged up. Deep beneath the moon's surface, massive ships began powering their engines. Do-yeon looked directly at Krath. Peace requires trust between species. It requires honesty about intentions. Yes, yes, Vex growled impatiently. Very wise words. Now please sign the treaty. Peace also requires that both sides come to the table with clean hands, Do-yeon continued. She noticed Colonel Taemin positioning himself behind a pillar. Dr. Yoon-ji stood near the wall, her scanner still running. Lieutenant Min Seo kept her hand near her hidden communication device. What are you saying? Krath asked. His voice carried a hint of worry. I'm saying that we know about the weapons in these walls. We know about the fleet hiding inside this moon. We know about the nanotransmitters in this treaty and the poison in your air systems. The alien leaders froze. Around the room, guards reached for their weapons. The moment of truth had arrived. We know this is a trap, Do-yeon said loudly. But we came anyway. Krath's diplomatic mask slipped away. His face twisted with rage. How did you— Because humans aren't as stupid as you think, Do-yeon interrupted. She held up the stylus. And because we came prepared, Vex roared in anger. Kill them!
Kill them all!
The stylus in Do-yeon's hand wasn't a writing instrument. It was a signal transmitter. She pressed a hidden button and everything changed. Instantly, Taemin and his Special Forces team dropped their diplomatic disguises. Advanced human weapons appeared in their hands. They'd been hiding in plain sight as embassy staff, translators, and security guards. Down, Taemin shouted to the human delegation. Min Seo activated her communication device. Jamming fields spread throughout the Great Hall, disrupting alien weapons and communications. The energy weapons built into the walls sparked and died as human counter systems overloaded their circuits. At the same time, her signal reached the human fleet in orbit. Captain Jin-ho had been waiting for this moment. All ships, drop the masks, he ordered. Show them what we really brought. The innocent-looking transport ships suddenly shed their disguises. False hull plates fell away to reveal advanced human warships. The simple fuel tankers split open like flowers, releasing swarms of fighters. The diplomatic escort revealed itself as Earth's newest battlecruisers, but the biggest surprise was yet to come. Inside the moon, the alien fleet began emerging from hidden bays. Korth battleships and Velthari destroyers poured out of the moon's hollow interior. 2,000 ships in total, enough to destroy any normal diplomatic mission. Vex laughed through his rage. Your little tricks won't save you now, humans. Behold our true power. The alien fleet spread out around Lysara Moon, confident in their overwhelming numbers. Their commanders opened channels to gloat over their victory. Then space around them exploded with light. Admiral Sora Bayek's battle fleet decloaked in perfect formation. 3,000 human warships appeared from nowhere, surrounding the alien ambush force. the newest ships in Earth's navy equipped with technology the aliens had never seen. On the moon's surface, Krath stared in horror at the tactical display. Impossible! Our sensors showed nothing. Human stealth technology, Do-Yan said calmly. She stood up, brushing dust from her diplomatic uniform. Around her, Taemin's team had secured the Great Hall. We've been working on it for years. Captain Dong-Hyun-Oh led the first strike from his experimental stealth cruiser Retribution. His ship appeared directly above the alien command vessel, weapons already firing. The Korth flagship exploded before it could raise shields. In space, the battle was swift and brutal. The alien ships had been positioned for ambush, not defense. Human vessels attacked from every direction with coordinated precision. Admiral Sora's voice echoed across all channels. This is Admiral Baek of the Earth Fleet. You are surrounded and outgunned. Surrender now and live, or fight and die. You have 60 seconds to decide. On his command ship, Jin-Ho watched the tactical display with satisfaction. Every move had been planned months in advance. When Earth's intelligence agents first detected alien preparations, Admiral Hyun-Woo had begun preparing this counter-trap. Sir, his tactical officer reported, enemy fleet is taking heavy casualties. 60% of their ships are destroyed or disabled. Continue the attack, Jin-Ho ordered, but watch for surrender signals. In the Great Hall, Vex made one last desperate attempt. He lunged toward Do-Yan with a hidden blade, but Taemin was ready. The colonel's stunner dropped the massive Korth before he could take 3 steps. Krath raised his 4 hands in surrender. Stop! Please stop the attack! Call off your fleet, Do-Yan demanded. I can't. The jamming, Mincio adjusted her equipment. I can give you a narrow channel to your ships. Order them to surrender. Krath's voice shook as he spoke to his fleet commanders. One by one, alien ships stopped fighting and activated distress beacons. The battle was over almost before it began. Dr. Yoonji approached the alien leaders with her scanner active. No more tricks. No hidden weapons, no poison gas, no suicide devices. If you try anything else, my scanner will detect it. Do-Yan opened a communication channel to Earth. Admiral Hyun-Woo's face appeared on the screen, transmitted from the command center light years away. Ambassador, report, he said. The trap has been sprung, Admiral, but not the way they planned. We control the situation here. Casualties? None on our side. The aliens are requesting terms for surrender. Hyun-Woo nodded. Then let's give them what they really came here for. A peace treaty. A real one this time. Do-Yan looked at the defeated alien leaders. Krath and Vex sat in shock, unable to understand how their perfect plan had failed so completely. You see, she said to them, humans do want peace, but we're not naive. When someone invites us to a trap, we bring a bigger trap. Around Lysera Moon, the combined human fleet held position. 3,000 ships against the surviving alien vessels. But instead of pressing their advantage, the humans waited. It was time for real negotiations to begin. The human fleet dropped out of faster-than-light travel at the edge of the Lysera system. Captain Jin-Ho Lee studied his sensors from the bridge of his command ship. What he saw made his blood run cold. Count them again, he told his sensor officer. 47 defense platforms around the moon, sir. Each one has enough firepower to destroy a battleship. Jin-Ho opened a private channel to the Harmony. Ambassador Park, we have a problem. Do-Yan's face appeared on his screen. Behind her, Colonel Taemin stood with his arms crossed. What is it, Captain? Lysera Moon isn't as neutral as they claimed. Those aren't navigation beacons orbiting it. They're weapons platforms. Dr. Yoonji Song leaned into view. Captain, can you get detailed scans of those platforms? I want to know exactly what we're facing. Already working on it, Doctor. But there's more. I'm detecting massive energy signatures from inside the moon itself. Do-Yan felt a chill run down her spine. Inside? Yes, ma'am. Like Captain Jin-Ho suspected, the moon is hollow. And it's full of something that's putting out a lot of power. Lieutenant Min Seo turned from her station. Ma'am, I'm picking up encrypted communications between the platforms and something deep underground. The signals are using Velthari military codes. Taemin stepped forward. Ambassador, I recommend we turn around right now. We can't, Do-Yan said. If we run without even trying to talk, it proves we don't want peace. But we can be ready for trouble. She opened a channel to all ships. This is Ambassador Park. Continue as planned, but activate defensive systems. Stay alert. The human fleet moved slowly toward Lysera Moon. The alien defense platforms tracked them but didn't fire. Yet on the moon's surface, a docking facility waited for them. It looked new and expensive. Too expensive for a simple peace meeting. "Ma'am," Minseo called out, "I'm detecting more ships approaching from the far side of the system. Korth vessels, 20 of them." "That's their escort," Doyeon said, but she didn't believe it herself. Dr. Yoonji worked at her science station, analyzing everything her sensors could detect. What she found scared her more than the weapons platforms. "Ambassador, I need to speak with you privately," she said. They moved to Doyeon's private office. Yoonji activated a sound dampener to prevent anyone from listening. "The aliens aren't here for peace," Yoonji said without delay. "I've been analyzing their ship emissions and communications. The Velthari fleet has been here for weeks, not days. The Korth have too. This meeting was planned long before they sent us the invitation." "You're sure?" "Completely. And there's more. I detected traces of bioweapons in the air around the docking facility. Specifically, toxins designed to kill humans." Doyeon sat down hard. "They plan to poison us, or worse. I also found nanotransmitters in the peace treaty documents they sent us. If anyone signs those papers, the aliens will be able to track them anywhere in the galaxy." "Can you block the nanotransmitters?" "Already working on it." "But Ambassador, we're flying into a death trap." Doyeon thought quickly. "Can you prove this to the Council back on Earth?" "I'm recording everything. But it won't matter if we're all dead. Then we make sure we're not." The human ships docked at Lysera's facility. The place was huge, designed to hold many ships. But it was too quiet. Where were the workers? The other diplomatic vessels? Overlord Krath waited at the docking bay with a group of Velthari guards. His 4 eyes watched the humans with what looked like hunger. War Chief Vex stood beside him, his massive frame blocking the light. "Welcome, friends from Earth," Krath said as Doyeon stepped off the Harmony. "We are so pleased you came." "Thank you for the invitation," Doyeon replied. She kept her voice steady, but inside she was screaming warnings. Vex looked past her at the human ships. "You brought many vessels for a peace meeting. Earth values peace highly," Doyeon said. "We wanted to show respect by bringing our finest ships." Krath's translator made clicking sounds as he spoke. "Of course. Come, we have prepared a great ceremony. The treaty signing will be remembered forever." They led the human delegation through long corridors carved from the moon's rock. The walls were decorated with scenes of alien victories in past wars. Doyeon noticed that many showed humans being defeated. Colonel Taemin walked close behind her. His trained eyes counted guards and exits. There were too many guards and too few exits. "The ceremony will be in our Great Hall," Krath explained. "It can hold 1,000 beings. We have invited representatives from many worlds to witness this historic moment." But when they reached the Great Hall, it was nearly empty. Only alien soldiers stood along the walls. No other diplomats. No witnesses from neutral worlds. "Where are the other representatives?" Doyeon asked. "They will arrive soon," Vex said, but his tusks showed in what might have been a smile. Dr. Yoonji pretended to admire the hall's architecture, while her hidden sensors scanned everything. What she found was worse than she'd feared. Energy weapons were built into the walls and ceiling. Enough firepower to kill everyone in the room 10 times over. She caught Taemin's eye and touched her ear twice. It was a signal they'd practiced. He nodded slightly and began positioning his disguised soldiers around the room. Lieutenant Minseo stayed near the entrance, her portable communication device hidden in her diplomatic bag. She was ready to signal the fleet if needed. "The treaty documents are on the table," Krath said, pointing to an ornate desk in the center of the room. "We have prepared copies in both English and our languages." Doyeon approached the table. The papers looked official, but Yoonji's scanner detected the hidden nanotransmitters embedded in the ink. Signing these would mark every human leader for death. "This is a beautiful ceremony hall," Doyeon said, buying time. "Very impressive." "Yes," Krath agreed. "Many important events have happened here. Today will be the most important of all." Vex moved closer to the table. "Shall we begin? My people are eager for peace." Doyeon looked at the treaty papers. Around the room, alien guards shifted their positions. In space above them, hidden weapon platforms waited. Deep inside the moon, whatever Yoonji had detected was powering up. She touched the communication device in her pocket. Jinho would be watching for her signal. So would Admiral Hyunwoo back on Earth. And somewhere in the darkness between stars, Admiral Sora's battle fleet was moving into position. The aliens thought they were clever, They thought humans were naive enough to walk into an obvious trap. They were about to learn how wrong they were. "Yes," Do-yeon said, reaching for the signing stylus. "Let's begin." The weapon she picked up looked like a ceremonial pen, but it was actually the most important communication device ever built. When she activated it, everything would change. Krath and Vex moved closer, anticipating their moment of triumph. Around the room, alien weapons powered up. In space, the hidden fleet prepared to emerge. But humanity had been ready for this moment since the day the invitation arrived. The trap was about to be sprung, but not the way the aliens expected. Admiral Hyun-woo Kim stood in front of the massive display screen in Earth's military command center. The message from the Galactic Council played for the 5th time that morning. He watched the alien faces speak about peace and friendship, but something felt wrong. "Play it again," he told his aide. The hologram flickered to life. Overlord Krath of the Velthari Empire appeared first. His blue skin gleamed under the artificial lights and his 4 eyes blinked in sequence. "Greetings, people of Earth," he said in perfect English. "After many years of conflict, we wish to make peace." Next came War Chief Vex of the Korth Alliance. His massive frame filled the screen, gray skin covered in battle scars. "We invite your leaders to Lysera Moon for a peace treaty," he growled. "No more fighting. No more death." The message ended with coordinates and a date. 1 week from today, Hyun-woo rubbed his tired eyes. He had been fighting these aliens for 15 years. The border wars started small but grew bigger each year. Both alien races wanted the same thing: human territory and resources. Now suddenly they wanted peace, sir? Major So-young Choi entered the room. She carried a data pad with intelligence reports. "You wanted to see the analysis?" "What do our spies say?" Hyun-woo asked. So-young activated her pad. "The Velthari have been moving ships near their borders. The Korth have increased mining operations on 3 planets. Both races are acting like they're preparing for something big. And then they send us a peace offer," Hyun-woo said. Strange timing. The door opened again. Ambassador Do-yeon Park walked in with quick steps. Her diplomatic uniform was perfect as always, but her face showed worry. "Admiral, we need to talk about this invitation." "I was hoping you'd say we should ignore it," Hyun-woo said. Do-yeon shook her head. "We can't. If there's even a small chance for real peace, we have to try. The colonies are tired of war. Earth's resources are running low. Our people want their children to grow up without fear. And if it's a trap, then we deal with it," Do-yeon said firmly. "But we go prepared." Captain Jin-ho Lee appeared on the communication screen from his ship in orbit. His young face looked serious. "Admiral, I've been studying the Lysera system. That moon has some interesting features." "Such as?" Hyun-woo asked. "It's hollow," Jin-ho said. "Natural formations don't usually create empty spaces that big." Someone carved it out. So-young looked up from her data pad. "Our files say Lysera has been neutral territory for 50 years. No one owns it." "Neutral doesn't mean empty," Jin-ho replied. "Sir, I recommend we bring more than just diplomatic ships." Hyun-woo thought for a moment. The smart move would be to refuse the invitation. But Do-yeon was right. They needed to try for peace. Too many humans had died already. "Here's what we'll do," he said. "Do-yeon, prepare your diplomatic team. Jin-ho, ready your escort fleet. But we're going to make some changes." "What kind of changes?" Do-yeon asked. "The kind that keep us alive if this goes bad," Hyun-woo said. He turned to So-young. "Contact Captain Min-ho at the shipyards. Tell him to prepare the special packages." So-young smiled. "The hidden modifications? Every ship we send gets them. And Jin-ho, your escort fleet just got bigger, much bigger." Over the next 3 days, Earth's shipyards worked around the clock. The diplomatic ship Harmony received new armor plating disguised as decorative panels. Hidden weapon ports were built into what looked like communication arrays. The escort ships underwent even bigger changes. Dr. Yoon Ji-song, Earth's best xenobiologist, joined the mission team. She specialized in alien technology and had helped design countermeasures for Velthari and Korth weapons. "I don't like this," she told Do-yeon as they boarded the Harmony. "Every instinct tells me it's a trap." "Mine too," Do-yeon admitted. "But sometimes you have to walk into the trap to spring it properly." Colonel Tae Min-yoon checked his equipment one final time. Officially, he was Do-yeon's security chief. Unofficially, he commanded a team of Special Forces soldiers disguised as diplomatic staff. His men had trained for this exact situation. "Remember," he told his team, "we're diplomats until shooting starts. Then we're soldiers." Lieutenant Min Seo Jiang sat at the communication station. Her fingers danced over the controls, running final tests on the hidden systems. All secret channels are working, she reported. If we need help, the fleet will know instantly. Admiral Hyun-woo watched from the command center as the human ships prepared to leave. The Harmony looked peaceful and diplomatic. The escort ships appeared to be simple transports and light cruisers. No alien spy would suspect the truth. But hidden in the cargo holds were advanced fighters. The transport ships carried enough firepower to level a city. The innocent-looking fuel tankers were actually mobile weapons platforms. If the aliens wanted a fight, humanity would give them one. Final checks complete, Jin-ho reported from his command ship. We're ready to go. Remember the plan, Hyun-woo said. Hope for peace, prepare for war. If they try anything, show them why humans are still here after 15 years of fighting. The fleet departed Earth with cheers from the colonies. News broadcasts called it humanity's chance for peace. Children waved flags and drew pictures of humans and aliens shaking hands, but in the hidden parts of the ships, soldiers checked their weapons. Engineers tested secret systems. Pilots rehearsed attack patterns. If the aliens thought humans were weak or naive, they would learn otherwise. Do-yeon stood on the Harmony's bridge, watching Earth shrink behind them. She truly hoped for peace. The war had cost too much already, but she trusted Hyun-woo's instincts and he was right to be careful. How long to Lysara? She asked. 4 days, the pilot replied. 4 days to reach either peace or the biggest battle of the war. Do-yeon touched the hidden communication device in her pocket. If things went wrong, she would be ready. The human fleet flew through space toward their destiny. Behind them, Earth's orbital defense platforms powered up. Admiral Sora Bayek's battle fleet began moving toward the edge of the solar system. If this was indeed a trap, the aliens would discover that humanity had laid a few surprises of their own. In the depths of space, the largest gamble in human history had begun.